Hello, welcome to yet another exciting episode of Zoom In with Jacinta MaNgobese Zuma. And that is me, of course. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for telling others about us. And hey, we have unlocked the earnings. We are now part of YouTube AdSense. Yay! Very excited. Very, very excited. And it's all because of you. So thank you, and thank you again. Right now, though, we get into conversation. As you know, we talk to some of your favorites, and we find out more about them. We ask them the uncomfortable but really exciting questions, and we have fun all at the same time. And we always look forward to your comments right here on the comment section. We take them very seriously. So I encourage you to comment. So who's joining me today? My very first ever female guest on Zoom In, and she's here. She's beautiful. She is spiritual. She is a businesswoman. She is a mother. She used to be a wife. I don't know what she is now. She's going to tell me, I hope. But her name is Nonku Williams. And she's here to talk more about Nonku Williams. Hello, Miss Williams.
Hi, Jacinta. How are you?
I love how you say my name. Like, people sometimes get my name all like,
really?
Yeah, Jessica. You know, I get called Jessica a lot.
I'm guilty. I used to.
Used to?
Yeah. I mean, Jacinta is not a common name. I mean, like I used to listen to you, obviously on the thing, and I used to think, I'm just trying to tread very carefully because I don't know. I'm still yet to ask you. I was actually thinking about it driving here. I was like, you know what? I actually need to interview.
What were you listening to driving here? Not the thingy, right?
So I'm a person that loves to listen to worship when I drive. Or podcast, like different, but anything related to faith. Yeah. So, no.
No, you were not listening to.
I was not listening to any radio stations, no. Certainly, not that one.
But I mean, we can listen. We don't want to be shady. We don't want to be known as shady like that.
No,
you know how they are. She's bitter because this and that. You know how people are.
And let me tell you, for me, that ship has sailed of being shady. And I'm not that person anymore. But if I may ask, I know we are here to interview me, but Jacinta, I would really like to know what, because I was like, obviously people talk, there's rumors and there's all of that.
Yeah.
But from the horse's mouth, what happened?
What happened with Zuma?
Yes.
I don't know. You know, to be honest, I had such a wonderful working relationship with Zuma. I mean, truly, honestly, they've treated me well, and everything was going well. And then just one day, like you come to renew your contract, and after you were on leave, after being told that you need to come and renew it, and then when you get there, it's not a renewal, it's something else. It's a termination. When you just like ask for reasons, you don't get them. And then people come and they tell you stories, and some even give you evidence of what went down. But obviously you can't say because you don't want to compromise them. So you have to pretend as if you don't know what you know when you know what you know. So it's a situation like that. And I'm just really sad that they had to be put in a situation like that. I'm sure it wasn't a great situation to have been in, but I mean, I also am sad that I was put in a situation like that over something that I really, really enjoyed, because I think it was just more of me and something that I enjoy. And
you were part of it, Vuma. Like, I can't imagine even now if Vuma FM, and I'm not just saying this to, you know, like, I can't imagine the show without you. I mean, I used to listen, if one show I used to listen to was your show. I love the topics. I loved your topics with Puntabe. That I never missed. So
you're here and saying that because we're friends. You know how they say that.
If anyone knows me, they know I speak my mind. I speak the truth, you know.
Anyways, this is not about me.
It's not about you, girl, but
it's about the beautiful Nonku Williams. Let me ask you, because I've always wanted to know. I know you said this before. The Williams surname. Give us a bit of background on that.
A Williams surname, it's my surname. What do you mean?
Like, no, tell me, like, ama roots, abantu baka Williams.
Oh my gosh.
Is there a Mlungu somewhere along the way? And then kwase kuba colored family? How did you become a Williams?
A Williams. Oh, it's still some seed, but I'll try and summarize it. So my dad, my biological father, obviously is Williams. Ubaba colored. He's a colored man.
I see.
His dad was a white man. His mom was 100% African. All right. And then obviously that my dad. Then, so that's the long and short of it.
So your grandpa is a Mlungu.
Yeah, but
basically.
I never knew him until I think I remember when he passed away. I was married at the time because he was living with my dad. So they'd reconciled with my father and he was living with my dad. So, and I remember that I came to the funeral, but I'd never really had a relationship with him. Sure. So I remember growing up, obviously, there were like, I had spoken to him, and I've seen the other family, my dad's siblings, but they were not married, my grandmother and my grandfather. Yeah. So they had him, and then my dad was raised by another family. In so much, I grew up with another surname. Sure. So my dad, when they reconciled with my dad, I think 2010, I'll never forget the year. Then my surname changed from that same name because my dad and my mom were married. So the surname was Umkhonza, believe it or not. Sure. I have no relations to Umkhonza.
So they just picked any random surname, Jay?
No, Umkhonza was the family that raised my father.
I see. Okay.
So all my life I was Umkhonza. And my dad was like, no, we need to be,
correct.
Yeah. So, there's been, and I think there's a lot of things that are said about, your roots and being called something that you're not.
True. So right now, what's the status? Are you close with your dad's family? I know you just spoke to your dad, so that's okay. But how's the relationship like with the, I'm just going to be specific about the grandfather's family.
So I know they're in Joburg. So they're just all over. I know some are in Joburg, some are in PMP. So I'm going to say this. I hope it doesn't get me into trouble. But but you know how now that I became
famous.
Can I say the word? It's only then now people are just reaching out. I know there's a certain Auntie Carol. That's my niece, I'm like, okay, but I don't know who you are, that kind of thing. So I hope that doesn't get me into trouble, but I just speak
born now in a Carol.
I do speak
But I mean, your aunt is your aunt at the end of the day.
Yeah, family is important.
Well, if they're proud of you, that's okay as well. But I hope they don't take any offense to being called Mlungu, because is that word offensive, Mabu?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, because
it's like a white person in Zulu.
Right?
Mlungu.
Right?
Yeah.
You look good, by the way.
Thank you, my darling.
And I wanted to play a game with you. I didn't want us to just randomly ask questions. So I've got a number of questions here.
Jacinta, please do not.
And we're going to play it shuffle them like a bunch of cards. And you're going to pick.
I don't know if I like this.
Every now and then you're just going to pick.
It's giving me a bit of.
It's giving what?
The show that I so gladly.
What happened? So you're not coming back, eh?
Sorry?
You're not coming back?
No.
Why?
Girl,
you're tired?
I did a whole disclaimer and I stated my reasons, I mean, the truth of the matter is, you know what? Look, don't get me wrong. I did enjoy 5 years. I think I learned a lot.
Yeah.
The show taught me a lot about myself, about people, about patience, about a lot of things, But over the years, I know that I've grown as well.
Yeah.
But what I did not appreciate about myself, and I'm not talking about other people, just as Nonku. I looked at myself, all right, I was like, okay, there's things, as much as we're never told what to say, but the producers, they sort of kind of shape things.
Yeah, find a way.
Of just, they sort of controlling narratives because they'll sit the two of us like this. They'll tell us a topic, speak about so and so, not even about anything. So and so.
Specifically, I see.
You understand?
So you have no choice but to speak
about that person.
As I'm asking you questions now, you don't have a choice. You have to answer.
You understand?
I see.
And as Unongut, I promise you, I'm a type of a person. I would just rather, like, you know what, it's fine. Let me get out of your space. We do not have to see each other. But with the show, it was like, you know, because we're forced to confront issues, which sometimes I was not even ready to confront.
I see.
And how I also obviously reacted to some situations, I wasn't proud. I was not proud of the woman. Which
is your least moment of pride when you look at that moment and you're like, this is terrible.
There's been a lot.
Like the worst one.
Breaking bottles. I don't know, like sometimes I just fail to control my anger. Because I react, and sometimes there's a saying, but you mustn't react, you must, what is it?
What?
React, but like
where you must wait and calm down and count.
Yeah,
or breathe.
There's react and answer. Sorry, I just forgot about what they say exactly. But so I would like, you know, because I react because I just don't take time sometimes to process it and things. It's just, you know, I'm hit by this and I'm like, you know, but there's been quite a few. I mean, for those that follow the show, there's been moments where, okay, I wasn't happy about this and whatnot, but I never meant any harm. That's, I think, the beauty of it about me. I mean, you know, I know my heart. You know, I don't have an evil heart in me. And I don't harbor, what you call it?
Hatred.
Yeah, hatred, and also like, can't remember the word, but
yes, grudges.
My grudges, yes, that's the word I was looking for. So I'm not like, so you do something to me today, next week I'm okay.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, it's just that what I say in the heat of the moment, for me, it's just what's normally used to get me into trouble.
So do you have any regrets
about the things I've done?
The whole experience?
I do have some there and there, but you know what? I needed to go through there. I needed to go through the whole experience to be the woman that I am today. So I don't think I do know.
So who is the woman that you are today?
Oh my God.
We'll find out later.
Okay. I'm not sure. Even your facial expression,
I'm just excited because you're here.
Talk about the cards. Like,
it's just questions. Nothing like
personal
tricky.
or just general?
Oh, it's just a mix of questions. Like some we won't get to ask because you wouldn't have chosen them. But some we will get to ask because you're going to choose.
I don't have to answer if I don't want to, right? So I'll pick any. Okay. Give it to you? Oh.
Yes. Okay, so this one is...
oh, gosh.
Dating in public. Is it something you would ever do again?
Never.
And what was the experience like for you?
What are the rules?
So you'd never do it
No,
again.
the house rules that we spoke about, you and I.
The house rules are, you can answer what makes you feel comfortable. But like dating in public, is it something that you would ever do again?
Why do you use the word again? Did I ever do it?
Well.
Who said I would ever? I don't even think I would ever date, period.
In your life?
Yeah. That ship has sailed for me. I'm good where I am because you know what the problem is, Jacinta. Last thing you call it's there's so very few people. Sorry, my makeup. There are very few people.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are very few people about Sindisiu. And I'm gonna say this. I don't care how it sounds like. It's probably gonna get me into trouble, but you know what? It is what it is. There's very few people about Basindisiu in the true sense of Uksindiswa. And, you know, live a life that adheres to that. What am I talking about? I'm talking about, you say you're a child of God, you're a man of God. All right. And you say, no, God understands. We like to go to Nkulunkulu sim, you know, and just put him in a box. It's like Nkulunkulu understand and all of that. No. The Bible is the Bible that I read, it's very clear about the life a Christian woman should live. So this is where my problem is. I met a man and I tell him, this is who I am. This is what I believe in. Yes, no, I'm going to just say it, no sex before marriage. All right. And I say that, from the onset. And then they say, but how, not that I want to get married. It's tricky as well because I don't date you because I want to get married. But if it leads us to that, number one, we have to share the same principles. But unfortunately, most men, the ones that I meet say they are born again, they're Christians and they're all of that. But when it comes to that one particular thing, they're okay.
So you're saying to me that with the people, well, most, if I'll just allude to most that you've dated, you've never been intimate with?
Of course I have. I have. I mean, obviously. But that's why I'm saying to you right now, the woman that I am.
Okay.
I had to find myself. I had to find God. I mean, I've been saved for the longest time, Jacinta. I'm not going to sit here and say I've been the most holy of holy Christians, whatnot. But right now where I am, I fear God. And I cannot, the spirit in me refuses to even get to that.
So what happened? You say you've been saved and it's been a long time. But now it's a different kind of experience altogether for you because you say that now you understand better what the Bible and what God requires of a person that's been saved. What was the turning point? What happened?
It took me going through the most that I did during the show. It took the embarrassment that I faced, obviously, you know what. And it just took for my life to be exposed, for my life to be out there, It's just, I had to now go back and be in isolation, be in a moment, be in the lowest moment. And that's where God found me. And that's where I had a revelation about myself.
Sure.
God revealed me to me. God revealed himself to me. I know God in another dimension now. Revelation is just God. I'm at a point where God communicates with me.
Sure.
And he says to me, for you to know me, you have to be holy. There's no other way about it. God says, in fact, he says that in his word, that we must be holy.
Yeah.
So that's deep. I don't know how we just...
It's very deep, huh?
Oh gosh, another one.
You went from dating to being deep.
I mean, that's what the Holy Spirit will do.
From dating to being deep. Okay. So a lot of people wonder about your mental health amidst the criticism that you've had to endure. What would you say mentally goes on with the Nonku, or is going on, or used to go on from who you are now to who you used to be?
Okay, just elaborate on that more. If they say my mental health during the show.
Well, your mental health in general, because remember, you're saying to me that you used to be a different person. Now you're a different person. Those are two different people. From the person that you were then to the person that you are now. What has been those changes in your mental health? You could be saying, I mean, before I used to be stressed because people used to swear at me, they used to hate me, blah, blah, blah. But now I'm at peace. It's really, really your experience of your own mental health, aside from what we've seen.
Oh, it's been a roller coaster. I mean, sure. But you know what, Jacinta, the bottom of it all is that if it had not been for God, I wonder what's why my paper still, the things besides the show. I mean, I've got my own life, personal life. I'm a single mom. I'm a dad at the same time. I wear so many hats. So to think, I'm still sane. Well, I like to believe I'm sane. It can only be the mystery of God. Because I also don't understand it. I don't know how I'm able to raise 3 kids. I don't know how I'm able to have survived the backlash I which I still do, by the way. And this misconception that people have about Nonku. That is why one of the reasons why I wanted to leave the show, because I'm just tired of defending myself. But I got to a point where I disengage. If it gets too much, I'll stop whatever I'm doing. Whether I could be at work, I could be anywhere. Literally, I go home to my safe space. I go to my room and lock the door. The kids, I'll tell Auntie Vunin and say, like, I need time alone.
Yeah.
Go to myself, to my own, and I just sit in silence.
Mm.
Pure, utter silence. Switch off my phone. It's when I'm centered, then I'm able to hear the Holy Spirit.
Mm-hmm. So what do you do, for example, when you wake up and you're trending? What is like the first thing that you do, and how do you deal with that?
First of all, I don't go on social media. Second, anybody who's going to send me a message and say, oh, Nonku, they're saying this, I block you.
Mm.
Because you don't do that when things are going well, when you hear good things. So I don't entertain.
Mm.
All right. And I know I give myself it's a 2 or 3 day window period. And because I know after 3 days in South Africa, things die down.
Mm.
They'll eventually get bored. They'll find something else. And also I've taught myself not to respond. If I do, maybe like, I've taught myself not to respond.
Mm. But how do you not defend yourself?
Susan, what does it help? Because it's like the platform. I don't want to give these people a platform. Number one, these people are faceless. I don't know them. If somebody comes to my face and says those things, then it's a different story.
I hope when they come to your face, you don't.
I'm not a violent person. Okay, this is the last one, I hope.
No.
Oh my gosh.
I want to get more of you, from you, about you.
Oh.
Name your worst, and I mean your worst relationship.
Why is this about my relationship?
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be a love relationship.
Okay.
It can even be a relationship with your uncle, for example. Like really, your worst relationship.
I have to think. But obviously, if it can be
even a friendship,
episode.
It can be anything.
And another episode, and then we make up. But maybe that particular whatever.
But your worst one, just say your worst one, and then why it's the worst.
Oh gosh, I have to casa as well. What if it's too personal?
Okay, you can say that, but give us a bit of a hint, Pela. What was the story behind it? I mean, what was the tea about it?
Okay, obviously, what comes at the top of my mind is my relationship with my ex-husband. Was the worst.
I think from the stories I've read that you've shared and I've heard, I could understand why. And for those who've never read your stories or heard them, the abuse that you mentioned was quite tricky.
The show actually does,
lay it out.
Yeah, it's the show Untied on Showmax. Yeah,
I watched that and I was like, yeah, you've been through
it was
that.
hectic.
And when you talk relationship, it doesn't have to be like,
Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, you've had friendships that fell apart.
Oh, goodness.
I'm just saying. They did
friendships and relationships are two different things.
No, but they're still a relationship.
But
right?
If they're all good now. The one that you're referring to, we're good.
I'm not even referring to anything.
The one that you're thinking about.
Nonku, I don't know what you're talking about. This is you answering.
Okay, let's try this. White.
The white.
Yeah.
So it looks spiritually.
It looks peaceful. It looks safe.
Okay. When you were growing up, what were some of the things that you were considered as and that people thought of you as? They could have been true. They could have been false. But they were like a narrative that was out there about you, especially in your youth, not now.
Growing up. So you're talking about people's perspectives of me.
Yes.
I've always been the same, hey? I've always been outspoken, I've always been outgoing. I've always just been in, but at the same time, Futi, I'm reserved. That makes sense. You're introvert, but I'm an extrovert at the same time. Depends on my dynamics, So growing up, so what people see now, I remember I ran into an old friend. We went to high school together. So I think that was after shooting season 1 or 2 of the show. And we met at the garage. And she was like, yo, Nonku, like, you've always been crazy. That kind of thing. So I've always made people laugh. I'm a very easygoing person. I'm free-spirited. So, like, that's always been me.
So growing up, you were this type of child in high school, etc., etc., etc. And what do you think people who know you from that time feel right now when they see you on their screens? Are they proud? Are they confused? Are they excited?
They're definitely proud. Well, I hope they're proud because I'm proud. So as I said, I've always been this free-spirited person. So when people see me, like especially getting up to mischief, one thing about me, I was very naughty.
Naughty how? Explain.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
My fancy?
No. I was
kind of naughty?
I grew up from a very, respectable family. I was taught up very well. So I was very responsible. But I'm saying, I would be like, for instance, the teacher would say, okay, no noise. I always used to be the one to get into trouble first. That's how I would stand up and just, climb a desk and say something like, silence is golden, so shut up and get rich. I just used to do silly things like that.
And which school is this?
Pinetown Girls.
Oh, you're a Pinetown girlian.
Pinetown Girls.
And do you go back there today just to take it all in?
Maybe. I should. But I've heard things are so way different than it was when I was there, yeah.
Oh, Minintuli is also from Pinetown. Were you guys not there at the same time? Minintuli,
is she not much younger than me?
Oh, so it's a huge gap.
Yeah, how old? Yeah, I don't know, but definitely not in my time. She was
not
there.
in your time.
Yeah.
Pinetown girls. And then Pearl Tusi is also from there.
Who?
Pearl Tusi.
I heard about Pearl Tusi. I think Pearl Tusi was... How old is she? Depends on her age, but I heard.
I don't know your guys' age. I'm just hearing Pinetown girls and I'm like putting everyone in the same mix. That's why I just want to find out.
But I heard about, because I know she's from KZN. She's a KZN chick, yeah. So I heard about it too.
So you guys have never had like a Pinetown girls reunion of all these famous names? No.
They should, man. I think that's actually a good idea. I should start it.
Yeah, as long as you guys won't be fighting there.
Oh my gosh. Jacinta, let me just choose this last one.
We've got 4 more to go.
Okay.
So I know that there was a period in your marriage where you were struggling with conception. I just want you to share that with me as a woman. You've already got a daughter. And now you're struggling to conceive and usemshadweni. And there's a huge expectation here, of course, that Sushatile now you must give us kids.
So obviously I had Notile, my daughter, and then I had my son.
Okay.
So I have 2 boys, remember?
Yes.
So I had Notile.
So you struggled with conception for the 3rd pregnancy.
Man. Had Notile freely. I mean, very easy. Then my middle child, Musawaki, also very easily so. Yeah. And both of them were before I got married, by the way. So I don't know, maybe the problem was now that I'm in the marriage where you're supposed to do it legally, now it becomes a problem. So it was the last born. So the last born, Pendulile, I named him Pendulile, which means God answered.
Yeah.
Because it truly was an answer. I mean, I'm talking about multiple doctors, not 1, 2, I think 3 doctors who told me, they used their name, I'll never forget this. The first one said, your eggs are inheritary rotten. I'm like, what do you mean? So my eggs, they inherited ubola. You know what I mean? I'm like, and you should see my son, by the way.
How does that work?
How can you say this beautiful soul, is not only handsome on the outside, but he's got such a beautiful heart, So he told me that. And then the second one, same, 2, as I said, 3 doctors, told me the same thing. So, and then we tried the IVF twice. It's so true for anybody who's ever done IVF, Jacinta, I can't tell you how traumatic that experience is. I mean, besides the technical procedure that you have to do, I mean, I remember you have to drink so much water because
Yeah.
You can't even go to the bathroom, and they have to do and just. Okay, I don't want to be graphic about what they do, but it's so uncomfortable. And then after that, okay, we have to wait it out. Obviously, they insert that. Don't know if they call it embryo at that time, at that stage.
Yes.
Forgive me if I don't have the correct terminology. Anyway, so once they insert that in you, we now have to wait for 21 days for the actual thing
To grow.
to I think just to catch on. So it's just their scientific way of doing things.
Sure.
So the worst thing now is, okay, you'll get a call after 21 days because they take it out of you and then they freeze it somewhere. So before they can put it now, once it catches on or whatever, once it's in you. No, I'm actually getting it wrong. So they take the egg, they take the sperm, put it there, and then it fertilizes or something.
Yeah,
then they take that and put it and then they put that in you. So you have to wait out 21 days.
Sure.
Well, 21 days, imagine the waiting period. You don't want to be acting anyhow. You don't want to be moving too much. You can't, because your mind already, you understand?
Yeah.
You're thinking all kinds of things. And the worst thing for me in both failed times, I had to wait out for 21 days. Either you get a period if it didn't go well, or a call. For me, I think on the 20th day, I got my period. The worst was just being in this marriage that I had no support, that I had no love, and I had this expectation. Being a woman, you are here in this home. And lapho sengimnikezile already son. It's not ukuthi, But so now I remember the first time I was at the mall, and then I got my period. Imagine, like, I'm traumatized now. That's trauma number one. Trauma number two, having to go home and to tell him, and I was scared.
Sure.
And I'm the one, like, this is my body. I'm experiencing all of this. And when I get home and I tell him, he's not there supporting me emotionally. He's angry with me, in fact. Sure. I have to deal with double traumas now. So I don't wish that even on my worst enemy.
Sure.
It's the worst. Yeah. But anyway, so fast forward, I tried it again, as I said, and it's not cheap. Anybody who knows it's not cheap. It's quite a hectic thing to do. And I remember one time praying to God. I was like, God, if you can just please save my marriage by giving me a child, and I'd forgotten about it months later. I'll never forget. And I even remember the day when I conceived. Then miraculously I was pregnant. Naturally so.
Wow.
It just shows the sovereignty of our God. But only God knows the times and the plans for all people.
Wonderful. Yeah, I'm glad you had a positive ending to the story, because it sounds like a story a lot of women go through, and some don't get the favorable response. What would you say causes that in society? Why do women have so much pressure to do everything? I mean, to be a wife, to be a mother, to give birth, to do this, to do that, in a marriage setup.
Yeah, I think that that mostly happens Zulu. Well, my experience, or from what I've heard as well. I think there's just this thing, this misconception, especially the Zulu tribe. You would see, okay, if you get married, you have to behave a certain way. I mean, that's the old way of thinking, Funuzozalingano be a wife, you wash, you do all kinds of things,
Yeah, it's tough being a woman, hey?
It's tough.
So what lessons would you give to your daughter around that whole experience of marriage?
Can I tell you, I started praying for my kids not too long. Well, I suppose every parent, I'm sure you also pray for your children. But we have to intentionally pray for our kids, Jacinta. When I say intentionally, I've started even telling God about, talking about, praying about their destinies, the types of spouses they will marry. That's very important because, we're talking destinies here.
Sure.
Because the person that you marry, it's not about walking down the aisle. It's about the purpose that they have. You have a purpose. He's got a purpose. And it's all about him, our creator. What are we here for? So what does God want to do through us? So I've started praying about the right spouses. We have to be equally yoked. We have to have one mind about everything, you know.
Sure.
So this is what I wish, this is what I pray for my kids, to get the right spouses and to never get divorced. Divorce is an ugly thing. I don't wish it on anybody.
So with your divorce, who initiated it?
I did. In fact, that was one of my pivotal moments. Sorry. It's one thing when I look back, it was hard. But I looked to God and I said, God, thank you for giving me the strength. Because it was not easy. I was so afraid, Jacinta. I was so filled with so much fear. It was a living thing. I was scared of what people would say. I was scared of being called a failure. I was scared even myself. Nonku, you're a failure. But it's now looking back, you know what? Thank you, Lord. Like, the fact that I was able to move out of that situation.
Sure. And what was the reception like when you say, I want a divorce?
I didn't tell him I moved out. Things it was one of the times when there was another episode that had happened with so many episodes that we'd had. But I knew somehow that year, 2018, I'll never forget. I remember that January saying to myself, I don't know how, I don't know when, but I know that by December, I would have moved out. My marriage would have ended. And I remember the day before, and I remember going to bed and I said to God, Lord, this is it, right? My marriage is over. And I just got the strength. My last born at the time, I think, was 7-8 months. I only took him, that was a Wednesday. That Friday was going to be school holidays because it was June. I remember I took my last born, then I went home. And then Friday I came back for I didn't even come back. I fetched them at school because I asked Auntie to pick everything. Then, that was it for me.
And going through that experience, I just want to say you chose the right time. Because remember, 2 years later, it was COVID.
2 years. Yeah, 2020, yeah.
Yeah. So can you imagine being stuck?
Yeah,
a marriage that you're not happy in, and from what you've described is very violent and graphically so. It would have been an absolute nightmare, not just for yourself, but for your kids. So well done on making that decision, because leaving an abusive relationship is not as easy as people think. Because I see lot of people always saying, why are you staying? Why are you staying? Why don't you leave? But psychologically, you really have to rile yourself up in order to prepare yourself mentally for something that big. So I'm just glad you did, because I fear for the worst had you had to be forced to stay together with that person.
Because, obviously, just even now as yourself, that period was very stressful. Not knowing what's going to happen, with the future. Because we were all on a limbo.
Sure.
We just didn't know. How much more now being in this toxic environment.
Sure.
Can only be God.
Sounds like a nightmare. All right, we've got 3 more to go.
Oh,
are you happy? Are you tired?
I'm very tired.
But we're here to talk about you. You can't be tired of talking about yourself. That must be so much fun. You get to spend time with me and then talk about you.
Imagine. I love it.
All right, this one is tell us a bit. I want you to read this for yourself.
Oh my god!
Because I don't want you to think otherwise.
This is question 1. We should start with this. Family life, mom and siblings. What happened to the father? Which father?
Your father. Just the whole structure.
Oh, okay. Well, I think I did touch on that.
No, that was our conversation. But
did we not speak about it?
No, we didn't. But I want you to tell me more. I know you've got Umawako MaNgobese.
Oh, you know my mom's name.
You and I are related so much. So,
are you serious? Oh, no, why do you always say
But I know your mom. You know how much I love your mom.
And now I understand why you love her so much.
You know.
Oh,
And
wow.
I met your sister years before I met you,
I know,
actually,
yeah.
because your sister is like your copy, but she's a makeup artist as well. Very quiet, very humble,
She's
very
like
beautiful.
opposite of me. Like, yeah.
I wouldn't say opposites. I'd say she's a quieter version of you. But she's very sweet. I know you've got another sibling, but I haven't heard you speak about that sibling much.
I've got two. There's four of us.
Yes, that's what I want to get into because it's only your sister that I know about, but I know you've got other siblings.
Yeah.
And why don't you talk about these other siblings? And you don't talk much about dad, so that's why I'm trying to,
Okay. Well, everybody knows I'm Queen.
Oh yes, ufuze umaphala umashiya mahanga azoshumayela iqadi umafuza fulela.
Okay, I could never. All I know is ukuthi ithakazelo was like Williams, Ma Willies. Because I've been out so many times. It's I'm Willies, like So yeah, okay. So my parents were married for 17 years. So I don't want to really talk much about my growing up and in all of that, but there was in their marriage, there was a bit of, not a bit of, but like abuse, if I can just, maybe for the lack of a better word.
Mm-hmm.
So I suppose this is why I sort of like myself got kind of like, exposed or married into somebody. Because they say you marry our fathers. But my dad is not like that now. He's just a totally different person. He's my best friend. Like we joke around with him. I call him, like, it's really fun to be around him, So they're not together, obviously, with my mom. And interestingly enough, they are both pastors.
Oh, mom and dad.
Baba's got his own church. My mom's got her own church.
Yes, we know Ma, because Ma is like, wow, she's a queen for like she's really a queen. I think some people haven't heard her preach, and I think that's where the power is, actually.
They've heard her.
I mean, they haven't.
They haven't. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I'm a PK's child.
Okay, Nonku.
What was that?
I'm saying they haven't heard her preach, and I think that's where her power is.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you'd have to hear her preach for you to understand.
For also, Uma is a very outspoken person. She speaks with such conviction. And I don't even think she will ever finish a sentence without mentioning God. Yeah. I think later in Tatagena as well. So I suppose that's why I'm the woman that I am today, who loves God. I'm faith-based, so because I take that from both of my parents. So yeah, they're not together. But I have a relationship with both of them, beautiful relationship with both of them. I'm very quite blessed in that sector. And then what else? My siblings. So there are four of us. I'm the second born. I have a sister.
Okay.
She's a year older than me. Most people think I'm the eldest.
I actually thought you were.
Yeah. So I think in condition yake, I wouldn't say I'm just trying to think of a word because they've called it different names. She's been called, remember at the age of 15. But no, Mamang. She, at the age of like mid-20s, she went for an evaluation.
Psychiatric evaluation.
And her brain stopped working when she was 15. No, sorry, that doesn't sound right. She functions like a 15-year-old.
I see. That
makes sense. Schizo. Sometimes, gosh, I forget these terminologies. But she's a person you'll see from just by looking at her, there's something that's not me personally what I think. Because she and I, as I said, because she was fine growing up. I remember, you can imagine we were almost like twins. But I've heard my mom's version of it, of which she had just had her. Then, while she was, I think, a couple of months, not even months or weeks, because we both born. By the way, she's a year older than me, but like December, I'm August. So how many months? So it's like, So Uma was young. I think she was 20. She had us when she was very young. So there was so much, I think pressure, and from my dad, obviously, like with the relationship, so Uma has said, like, from her own mouth, she, I won't say like abuse her, but sometimes, you've got 2 kids, you're young yourself. So she would often say to her, like as young as she was, like, why Kalingan, like I'll be the child. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think it trauma, and also I have also witnessed abuse between my parents. So maybe I was a stronger child, I don't know.
Sure.
So that's sort of like maybe trauma had started from there. But she is not all right. She drives. She passed to matric, eventually. But she's just, I pray for her. I've started really, really praying for her.
Yeah.
Just asking God to really deliver her, for God to give her a mind of Christ. So, because I really believe everything of what she believes about herself. She doesn't believe she deserves anything good. Like you see by behavior yake. And because I really believe that life is spiritual. So her problem is spiritual.
So not medical, just spiritual.
Not
medical.
There obviously in this world we call it medical, but it's spiritual, really. It's spiritual. It's a spirit.
So I take it to you saying that there's doctors and then there's God, and then God will always be bigger because he can always come up with a miracle no matter what the situation is.
Absolutely. God is always big. I mean, it's like having somebody on a cancer and they told you you've got 6 months to live. And then miraculously the cancer is gone. Like no procedure done, nothing. So we serve a God that can heal, that can deliver, and that can restore.
Absolutely. I feel like I'm here to receive the word.
Oh yeah.
It's like Bible verses. Like there's one more to go after this.
Can I read this too?
Yeah.
Question 13. What are some of the things that you enjoy doing that people wouldn't probably expect to? I read a lot. Like
you're a bookworm.
And romance novels. I would say I'm a type of factual.
Okay, tell me your favorite ones.
Oh my gosh, can't think at the top of my head. Literally, even now, I had to pass through a pavilion to buy a book. It's in my car right now. So last week, 2 days, like literally, I finished it from Lona by Hedger is a surname. It's called You'll Think of Me. I go to, but I don't just buy the ones from exclusive books because they just tend to go too graphic. And, it does something. And I'm a child of God now, so there's things that I can't really listen or see because it does something to me. But I love romance because it just takes away in my mind, like, stresses of life and all of that. I just like to give a part of that, of that person that I'm reading about and whatnot. I love romance. I mean, I'm a hopeless romantic. That's one thing about me.
So you're saying that you're a child of God and there are things obviously now that you cannot do. But you also mentioned earlier on that you are not planning on dating. It's not what you're looking for. And if it were up to you, you wouldn't date at all. Do you think you'll survive for the rest of your life without those normal human pleasures that...
How many years it's been already? And let me tell you, I don't get the strength from my own.
So you've been celibate?
Yes.
For how long?
I haven't been counting.
I feel like you don't want to tell me because you don't want me to count back.
Oh my gosh.
And then figure out certain things.
Listen, I'm human, right? I've made mistakes. I've done things that I'm not proud of, but it can only be the strength of the Holy Spirit. I promise you now, because if I can just tell you, Jay, openly, the last encounter, spirits is
sure.
Like I literally ran out of that room. And the person still today calls me bipolar.
Sure.
Because I couldn't go through with it.
So what was the issue? Was that person's spirit?
No. It's just me. Nah. There's things I can't do as a child of God. I can't be giving my body to another person. The Holy Spirit dwells in me.
But why that particular person?
Because God had told me, Uguti, you cannot do this anymore.
So it wasn't about that particular person having been spiritually unclean, maybe?
Okay, so to answer that, in the past, right? In the past, there have been times where my spirit,
you ignore.
I ignored it. And I know now, looking back, because this person, AP, was just clear. But how, and we all have this. Every single person, we have that intuition inside of you that says, don't do this. But we go ahead anyway and we do it.
Sure.
I'm just in a space now where I'm more sensitive to that nudging in my spirit.
I'm actually going to read them now because I just don't want to miss out on the good questions.
Hello, got the
You know, like there's one that was like really interesting because it touches on you and business. And it's just like us, but that's not the one that I want to be my last question. But you can just touch on it because it's like it talks about the worst business mistakes that you feel like you've made in terms of business.
I suppose I don't think there is any business person that has never made a blunder in business. With me, I think, I don't know, it could be a strength, I don't know, but I think it's my weakness, is that I tend to be gullible and when I see an opportunity, I'll go for it. I tell myself, if so and so can do this, I'll do it. Like, I can just name a few things I've done. Like, the recent one was, before I go to that one, let me just answer your question. What's the mistakes? I've lost money due to being scammed because of getting into what I thought was a business opportunity, only to find or to know the person was just scamming me. Like, for instance, mining. I got into a mining space and I thought, because I'm always looking for opportunities. So even with the construction, I never went to school for construction. It's something I just stumbled into because I was in that space. I was doing some community work. And I was like, you know what? I actually want to get into this. I didn't even know I didn't even know what IDP was then. I didn't know what NHBRC was then. But like, I wanted to get into this space. I went out of my way and I found out information. I got in. Didn't know, and even namanja how to lay a blog. I don't, but obviously you hire my expertise into that. So with the mining, I got into that, not knowing at the time the person was scamming me, and I won't even bore you with how much I actually lost.
Actually, please do bore me, because that sounds like a ridiculous amount of money to have lost.
700,000 rands.
That's a lot of money.
And this was in 2020 when things were just really, so you can imagine how I felt. Like, oof.
And you survived that.
Barely surviving. Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, taking all your savings and you're just putting them into, because you just trust it's okay. You're just going to be multiplying. Because I'm a single mom. I have I can't rely on one stream of income. I have to think and whatnot. So there's been a lot of losses and there's been some gains there. But through it all, my dad often says, what's this word? Which means I just like, I don't know. I'm just, I don't know. I think it's just a favor of
You're
God.
just Nonku Williams. All right. I'm going to ask this.
Oh, gosh.
Why are you saying, oh, gosh?
Because you're asking me for you.
No, it's a business question.
Yeah.
It's not personal. It's not personal. I want to know how you've handled Amatila Ngokubona as a woman in business. Because you can't tell me that you're in construction and you've never had an encounter with that.
We hasn't come up even now. I think I told your assistant, because remember I was supposed to be here in hour.
Oh, yes. No, you didn't tell me that.
Actually,
really? No, you didn't tell me that you had a meeting. You just said that.
The meeting was actually calling today because, Amaforum. We called him Amaforum. I don't like to actually say Guto ban.
Okay.
So there was a dispute coinciding and they wanted me. And I won't get into details, but it's a big problem in KZN, I don't know about my provinces. It's a big problem, especially if you're a woman, especially if you are working at a place or an area where you don't reside in.
Sure.
So they have their demands, which sadly our government don't do much about.
So do you fear for your life?
Well, it hasn't gotten to that stage. As long as you
pay,
as long as you adhere.
I see. And
controversy in time.
I'm just asking. But I'm asking because I like totally. I'm asking because I ask myself that question all the time. How you put up with that? Do you have to have a husband? And not having a husband must be worse because.
Fortunately, I've got such a good team, especially I won't mention his name, but my PM, all right, like the battles that he fights for me, like I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, I'm such a perfect employer" and all of that. I mean, I've had abasebenzi bangisekho CMA. I've had, it happens
because they wanted more money.
Or they just this and that. It's just always been like So I have him to handle such things and such people because I'm not rough on the edges to actually handle such things.
Like I'd be lying if I say I don't want to find out because I do want to find out.
Jacinta.
Why do you squirm when I ask you? It's not
because I just don't know what to expect. I feel like you go show again, like, oh gosh, what do they know now? Oh.
No, it's nothing bad. It's just like I know that obviously there's that whole encounter with the father of your kids who's late, and your daughter is a stepdaughter somewhere. And I just want to find out from your personal opinion, and it doesn't have to be centered around your personal experiences, about stepmothering. Do you feel like if a stepfather says or a father says, I don't want to be part of my child or my children's life as a stepmother or a wife, is it our duty as women to say, hey, daughter, take care of your children?
The saying, Uguti, daughter is the head and the wife is the neck. What controls the head?
The neck.
Exactly. Does it answer your question?
No. Of course not. That's such like a vague answer. Like you just spoke about parts of the body like it's biology.
I just said that if the father is the head, the wife is the neck, and then the wife, the neck that controls. So it's up to a woman because let me tell you something. Even in daughter, when like you are married, I'm going to make an example with you. When your husband wanted to get married, you're bet sure this man is going to marry me. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
So it's up to a woman that determines, no, this man is on shata. So even with the household things, you sort of like control your man. No, I'm controllable. But let me tell you, women are very sly. Like women, I know I'm talking from myself as well.
So we're not talking about your baby daddy's wife here. No, we're just talking in general.
I'm talking in general.
Yes.
As well.
That's why I just want you to not mince your word. I want you to be clear because we're talking about you today. If you were to marry another man and that man had children and you're the wife, what would your take be in that situation?
And remember as well, I also have children as well.
Okay.
So in another world, if I were to get married, okay, and I say in another world, and I will make sure that man has his own kids, preferably because I would want us to be a blended family. So I would take my role, or even let's say in the case where even he didn't even live with his children, right? But I would take it. I would make it my role as his wife to make sure, with number one, he sees his kids, to make sure all the kids are treated equally. My children, his kids. No favoritism.
So being a stepmom in that situation, do you think that stepchildren are a problem in general, having them in your household? And maybe it doesn't matter what the child came during the marriage or before the marriage, or it's all the same.
I think it all boils down to communication. My expectations of both. I mean, your husband and obviously, between my expectations are very, very important because into engakhulunyiwe, then it will definitely cause a problem.
So it's all about communication.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm not going to say anything. Nonku. Don't give me that look because you've got this look.
I feel like
you're trying to trick me. I'm just asking. No, I'm just asking. But I mean, I do want to know if you and Ayanda are okay.
I have not spoken to Ayanda in forever. I'm at that time, season 1, I think, of a show. So I don't know. Like me and I get right with her. But I haven't not seen her nor spoken to her.
But do you not worry that the kids don't have a relationship with each other and they are siblings?
To be honest, I tried. So, because this is one of the main reasons why I even reached out the whole, because you know what, when I heard or learned of Sfiso's passing, I was heartbroken. And at that time, obviously, I was married. I was heartbroken because I wanted to know. I mean, I think, for obvious reasons. I mean, for Unotile's sake, I needed to know. At that time, I could not reach her, and I didn't know how to reach her. I didn't have her contacts. Then an opportunity came through Urod, So I was like, God, this is you answering my silent prayers, or unspoken prayers, because I never really prayed about it. And then, so the show presented itself. I mean, the opportunity was there, and I did everything in my power. I mean, for those that even outside of the camera, I mean, I would at that time obviously reach out. It's unfortunate it ended the way that it did, which I really believe it was such a big misunderstanding. Things could have been still. I understand the clarifying. It's unfortunate, but again, I did everything, and Notil understands.
Do you feel like you owe her an apology?
For what?
I'm just asking. I mean, this is what people have been alluding to, that maybe
if you tell me, if I could be told, we would see what it is that I did.
So it's just a misunderstanding, and you feel like people are the ones that are making it what it's not. Remember,
Jacinta, it's a pity. It's show number 1, it's not live. First of all, second, it show the nature of Erod is all drama centered. They'll push that narrative, unfortunately so. There's things like sometimes Utolama points that they just don't get to be played out, which would make one understand why it got here.
I see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just a pity to get. They will. Now, I mean, as a viewer, I would think the same thing.
Yeah.
So I can't really blame Abantu as well. But I know the truth. She knows the truth. We all know the truth. People there already know the truth.
I feel you. I totally do. And then if you're talking about people who, just as we're wrapping up, who are anti-Nonku, what would you say to them? People who've got this perception that you are something that that you're not, or people who are saying that they don't like you for who you are actually.
Where are the people? Can I look at the camera and talk to them?
Yes.
So, my dear lovers, lovelies, I love you. I promise you I love you with the love of God. And it's okay. Ujesu was not loved by every single person, and I can only pray for you. And I know what a lot of people project, so I don't take it personally. But I would just give you this one advice, before anytime making a conclusion about a certain person, remember what life is in stages. I could not be the same person that I was then from the person I am now. So give people time, and don't be too serious. I think in King Aita sometimes we just become too serious.
I see. All right. And I want to ask you before I let you go, what do you think of the state of South Africa right now, the country as a whole?
In what
In
aspect?
every sense of the word. I mean, let's talk the political sense of it. When you look at the economy, when you look at the future, when you think about your children and the country, what's happening at the moment, what are your honest thoughts?
I was just having this conversation, I think yesterday with my mother. We was just talking about what Kwanazi is doing. OMG, like, I commend that man. I commend him so much. Okay, a lot of people will think if you do a tender, for instance, you benefit. There's that element, unfortunately. So the future is very uncertain. I think most people, really most, especially in business, we're at a stage where things are just shaky. We don't know what's going to happen, and with these recent foundings and, Nkwana is just opening files and whatnot, it's just, we're in a place of uncertainty. Such are the end times as well. But that's a point of politics. I'm not really a politician. I'm not a politician, not really. I don't follow politics, but obviously from looking from maybe a business perspective, it's scary. Okay, we can't just always obviously put your eggs in one basket, and you can't focus on one industry. I am looking into other industries as well, especially also outside of South Africa. I think that's just wisdom right there.
Yeah.
Because you never know what's going to happen. I know my youngest is only in grade 2, which tells me for the next 18 years at least of maybe 16 years of my life, or less, 10, I don't know, so I'm not counting. But it means I still have to work, and more than that, I have to leave a legacy for my kids.
Yeah.
And then I think that's one thing we as the Black nation, we fail to do.
So do you think your kids are proud of you?
I hope they are. I mean, sustaining the life, my kids go to private school. It's not easy, Jacinta, your kids go to school. And I'm a single mom, I'm a single parent rather, So having everything on my shoulders, having to take care of 3 kids, sustainability, it's not easy. It's not.
But you're famous, and people expect that if you're famous, like you've got rich men, as Pela, the Instagram life is the way that celebrities are going about it.
See, the thing is, having a rich guy also has to come with things that I'm not able to do. So it's
I see from the new you.
Even before, Jacinta, that I wish I did. I mean, I would not sit here and say, oh gosh, this so and so is helping me and whatnot. I wish. I think definitely not a William. Well, me, that is. But okay, I don't know. No, it can only be God. Right?
Yeah.
I'm at a stage where I can't be worried about the future. It doesn't mean to say now I'm be ignorant and whatnot. Obviously, we have to plan.
Yeah.
I've got things lined up, obviously. I always have to. I mean, I'm quite very cool. The more like it's doing, but at least that's when I have to plan again. So when it's on the project, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So Valanje, your businesses. I know you've got the wine business. You mentioned the mining, construction.
The mining I was remember I was.
It didn't.
I was scammed.
Yeah. So you've got all these businesses. And I just want to know from you, where to from here? Are you now moving into full business, or are you still looking into getting into the media space? Or can we just expect you to go quiet and not hear anything from you while you are in your spiritual world? Or are we going to wake up and now you've got your own church?
Oh, wow. I didn't expect that. Definitely not my own church. I'm calling it different. Not everybody's called to a pulpit.
I see.
I do preach when I'm called to a church. But I really believe Mina calling Yam is maybe in the media space. Because I've seen a response of people. That is when I just don't want to give away too much, but there's definitely something brewing that people must watch out for in terms of like media and whatnot. But I'm not going back to the Real Housewives. No, that's not it. But I was never really the person to speak about my business, what I do. And I would still like to keep it like that.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy though, because I mean, girl, you're like draped in all of this and you look amazing and you've always looked great, Nonku. I think
Thank you.
anyone can take anything away from you, but the fact that you take care of yourself, you take care of your kids, and you've held it down on your own,
I have no
nobody
choice.
can take that away from you. I think that is something really remarkable to see. And when I asked about your kids being proud, I see that you're not sure, but I promise I'm almost certain they are. And not only them, but looking at you being a business person, I feel like that's the part you didn't tap into much on that show, because we saw a lot of you being confused, but very little of you as a business person,
Which is very
which is
sad.
what you are. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And I think that is very sad, as you're saying. We could have used with a lot more of Nonku being a business person and not just friends with Jojo. Are you still friends with Jojo?
Oh gosh, of course I'm friends with Jojo.
So
I love her to bits. I am still friends with her. We're good.
was that all part of the TV?
No, I mean we're friends in real life. I mean people fight. It's a norm. It's
Oh, so
like-
you had a fight that
we
time?
had a misunderstanding, which we sorted out. It's unfortunate that it went public. I wish it didn't, because there's people, abantu. But anyway, we're good. We are good with my friend.
I'm happy. And we're good.
We're good, and
We're good. You don't want us to be done.
Oh yes, I do.
We can carry on.
No, it's all good.
You
I'm happy.
look like you still
I was
you're
just
still
rolling
wanting
there.
more. You want more?
No, don't shut up.
Because I
might
can
just-
ask you, I mean, about
Oh,
like
please, no. It's a wrap, guys. Thank you.
that's Nonku Williams. Thank you guys. And there's so much more that we could have spoken about. But Madam here is really, really trying to make sure that I limit myself as much as possible, because she doesn't want to feel uncomfortable. But I think we had a superb time. And thank you so much for watching. And as I said, we look forward to your comments and hearing more from you about today's episode with Miss Williams. But thank you once again, Nonku, for being a part of our wonderful Zoom In podcast.
Thank
It's,
you.
absolutely.
I do have one question though.
Yes.
Especially-
So we're back to interviewing me.
No. It's just a general question about this rapture business.
Mm.
What do you think of that? Today's the 25th.
I never believed that to begin with. I was just surprised that people believe stuff like that. I mean, after the whole millennium thing, you still believe in that?
Yeah. Okay.
Do you believe in
No,
it?
I didn't. I mean, I know. I read my Bible. The Bible is very clear. Nobody knows the time nor the day. So how can somebody say God spoke to them? But anyway.
Well, people have voices speaking to them. It doesn't mean it's God. Thank you so much, guys. It's been wonderful. And until the next episode, big shout out to you, and big shout out to the team behind the show, man. I haven't given them a shout out, but thank you so much, guys. Luyanda, Spe, Drompis, and my husband.